So we're back with a brand new episode of Walkin Talkin with Tim. And today's guest, as you can see, is my good friend, Fernando Torres. Now, Fernando is the president and CEO of OnTarget Media. But Fernando's done a lot more than OnTarget Media in his career, as we've just talked about.
Yes,
so
we did.
I'm going to ask him some questions about that. But first, if you could just tell us, what OnTarget Media is all about.
So OnTarget Media Group is it's an advertising agency. We work with businesses, helping them brand and market and tell their story so they can reach their potential clients in a smart way that they can track, that makes sense to them. Basically, we work with businesses, helping them.
Right.
Yeah,
So, but you do all kinds of different marketing, right? You do digital marketing, you do websites, you do all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, we do a plethora of all types of marketing. So we specialize in digital.
Love that word, by the way.
Plethora, yeah. So if you wanted to be on TV, we can get you on TV. If you need PR, we can help you there. But we feel like when we work with our clients, having a great website, a presence on Google, having the right views on social media, whatever the case, the brand, it really comes down to what makes sense to them, what their vision is, and how we can help them reach that.
Right. And that's not easy to do.
No.
It's not always easy to get that information out of your client.
No.
I know, because I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So we talked about what you did to get there. So you had a lot of really cool jobs before that. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So you worked at the Yellow Pages. You worked at CBS.
I did.
And then all of that kind of left what you're doing. But talk a little bit about, you're working for the Yellow Pages, because to me, that's the job that really teaches you so much about sales and what this whole gig is going to be like when you get down the road.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you couldn't coin that any better. I feel like the sales training that we received my whole career in all different Yellow Page companies, I worked for two big conglomerates, it's irreplaceable. I feel like the people I worked with were amazing, a lot of which I'm still friends with to this day. It was just amazing in every single way. I mean, when I worked at the actual Yellow Pages, when I started, they gave us an 18-page script to memorize for when you were in training that you had to get up and recite in front of a room of 60 people. Good times.
Good times. You said for a little while you actually were selling stock.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in college, I thought I was going to be a stockbroker, a little Wolf on Wall Street kind of action.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, great job. It really helped me with, being on the phone and banging out phone calls and learning to talk to people.
The whole boiler room thing,
The whole boiler room thing.
You were the guy that yelled, "Recco!"
Yeah, I mean, I was like a junior stockbroker. I wasn't licensed yet. That was when I was at Drexel and working co-op. But again, irreplaceable lessons that were learned that I carry up into this day.
And then CBS, right? That had to be so cool.
CBS was an awesome job. I got to work with amazing people, and we got to, talk to amazing brands. I mean, one day you're talking to, a huge car dealership, and then the next day you're talking to Pico, or I'm out in New York talking to Geico or Chevy. I mean, it was just awesome in every way.
Right.
Yeah.
Craziness. So the important stuff, I asked you, what your favorite things to do were, and you said the favorite things to do was to play with your kids.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Hang with your family.
Yeah. I mean, my wife and kids, to me, they're my favorite people to hang out with. They're the people I like to spend my time with.
Me too, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, everything I do is for my family. Whether it's, going to the gym in the morning so I can be as healthy as I can. It's also that way I can be around for the family as long as possible and the best health possible.
And you have a lot of it too. So you're married now for what, 3 years? You said
married for 3 years. Yeah.
But you have a bigger family where you have a 21-year-old, a 13-year-old.
Yes,
I think it's 5, 2, and one on the way.
One on the way. My wife is pregnant right now, and she's due in May 19th.
Nice. Congrats.
Yes. Thank you very much.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Five kids. I mean, I love them. I'm very excited for the little girl to come in May. We're all excited about it. The whole family is. I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right, so I did ask you also about music.
Yes.
And you told me that you like lots of different music, but you expressed that you actually like Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, you like hip hop.
I love hip hop.
And you actually recently went to a country concert, so you're like all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to appreciate it all because there's something good in all of it.
I feel that. So I'm gonna hit you with a real quick one. So, top 3 artists.
Top 3 artists.
Don't care what kind.
Don't care what kind. Chris Cornell, Prince, and the Beatles.
That's pretty wild. That you're probably the 3rd guest that has I think picked the Beatles and Prince.
Yeah.
Prince is like so many people pick Prince. It kind of it doesn't blow me away because I know how good he is.
Phenomenal.
But he's phenomenal. But it's just amazing how many people do actually recognize that kind of talent.
I feel like I saw him. I had the luxury of seeing him in concert one time.
Nice.
And it was just one of the most amazing shows I'd ever seen in my life. He played multiple instruments.
I was gonna say people don't know that.
Yeah, I mean he sang songs that you're like, I didn't know. He wrote that. That's
He produced a lot too. Like
Tons.
he helped a lot of people.
Tons.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So having said all that, and those being your favorite artists, so we talked also about your family,
Yes.
your family.
Yes.
You are one of 4 brothers,
Correct.
and you grew up in Vineland.
I grew up in Vineland, New Jersey.
So what was that like?
Awesome. I had.
Because you're still there.
I still live there. I was born and raised. Now I've lived all over the country. I've had the opportunity to live in California and Virginia and Florida. I mean, you name it. I've lived in awesome places.
You said you lived in Vegas for a little while.
I lived in Vegas for a little while.
That's a shit show.
But I just feel like Vineland always pulls me back in. I feel like I couldn't get away from it. My wife and I just bought a house there, and we love it. But yeah, live in Vineland. Have the family there, business there.
But you said that when you were looking for your house, as we talked about this earlier too, you said when you're looking for your house, your wife originally didn't want to live in Vineland, but when you went looking, you finally went to see this house for some reason in Vineland, and boom.
She said, I love it, and we bought it.
And that was that, right?
That was that.
So if there was one message you could send out to the world, you could just put it in a capsule and just shoot it out to the world and say, okay, when I'm gone someday, someone's going to find this capsule and they're going to read this message, or it's going to be on, I don't want to be morbid, but it's going to be on my tombstone. I was telling my wife today that I told her what I want on my tombstone. It's kind of weird, actually. But it's a song. It's lyrics, of course, because I'm all about music. I love music.
Yes.
So if there's one message you wanted to shoot out to the world and make it a better place, what would that be?
I would say always give without the expectation to receive. And if you do that, your life will be more abundant than you could ever imagine.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, there you go. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. If you want to get a hold of Fernando, how do they get a hold of you?
You can call us at 855 SEO Mark. That's our phone number. You can go to OnTargetMG.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those cool social media platforms. We're on all of them.
He's on all of them. That's what he does for a living, so you'll find him. And if not, you just drop us a line, right?
Absolutely.
Just drop a question in a box if you have one, and he'll answer them, or I'll answer them, one or the other.
Ask us on the post, inbox me.
There you go.
We're here to help.
All right, well, listen, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Keep on moving, keep on walking, and we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.